Dave Feinleib with another episode of Big Data TV on BigDataLandscape.com, and today I've got Mike Driscoll, CEO of Metamarkets. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So Mike, great to have you on. Tell us what Metamarkets does.
Well, Metamarkets is building the industry standard for real-time advertising analytics, and we have been in this space for a couple of years. We've both been in the big data space, and we've been very active in the real-time advertising space, which is growing by leaps and bounds. And frankly, we think we're sort of a little further on the maturity curve of big data than most, because we've been focused on building an application for business users far more than we've been focused on creating technology. And while we have great technology, that's not what we find our users are most excited about. They're excited about how do we take all of this data that we're generating and leverage it for revenue.
Yeah.
Lift costs, reduce risk, make our customers happy.
And talk a little more about the advertising space. You know, it used to be Mad Men, and we've all seen the TV show. Now it seems like it's mainly the machine, if you will. But of course, there's a balance between those things. Talk a little about what you're seeing.
Sure. I mean, I think that what we're witnessing in the advertising world right now is nothing short of a revolution. We heard this term, sort of the rise of the machines, the rise of algorithms. And if you look at the way in which advertising is delivered online today, it's dramatically different than it was a decade ago. And frankly, a lot of that is because of really big data is a big part of that. I would sort of characterize the space as programmatic media buying. It means that advertisers more than ever have the ability to target audiences as they move around the internet. And if American Express is looking to lift the number of people who are signing up for credit cards, they no longer have to go into this realm of spend $10 million and cross their fingers and hope that something good comes out of it. They're able to precisely target the most likely to sign up for new credit card customers, whether they're on the financialtimes.com or whether they're reading a blog about the NFL.
That's great. So you've raised some money for the company. Talk about that and talk about revenues and customers as much as you can.
Sure. So to date we've raised $23.5 million. We've got some of, in our opinion, some of the most visionary investors in Silicon Valley. Vinod Khosla led our last round. Prior to that, we had Roger Ehrenberg, who led our seed and Series A of IA Ventures. And so, we're very excited that we've been recognized for the team and the technology we built. But as important as team and technology is traction. And in terms of customers, we've been lucky to get the likes of the Financial Times as one of our early customers. And in this ecosystem that we're targeting of real-time bidding and programmatic media, we've seen both publishers, exchanges, and demand-side platforms working with us, and we continue to see great demand for the product.
Yeah.
So we're just excited to sort of dive deep in this space where we've already got progress.
That's great. So Financial Times, they use your product,
and for us, the Financial Times is a publisher, and they manage millions and millions of advertising inventory every day. Okay. And their goal really is to make sure that they are getting the best price on that inventory. And John Slade, who recently spoke with PricewaterhouseCoopers about how he's using the Metamarkets platform, said that the pricing decisions they used to make used to take 48 hours. If there was a set of an audience that an advertiser, a luxury advertiser like Rolex, was looking to target, if John said to his analysts, let's get a price for this particular audience, it used to take 48 hours. With Metamarkets, it takes 8 seconds. So he's really enabled him to slice and dice and target segments of his inventory, segments of his audience faster than ever.
And what changed? I mean, 48 hours to 8 seconds, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what changed to enable that?
So, I think it comes back to what's the challenge of big data and what some of the solutions to those challenges are. when data gets big, it gets slow.
Mm.
So when you've got millions of data points flowing through your systems per day, if you're using even a tool, a relational database tool like Oracle, or you're using even a modern tool like Hadoop, to get answers and to ask questions about that data and to get an answer back, still it's a batch process that can take minutes to hours. What's changed with us is that Metamarkets on its back end has developed some very powerful in-memory technology that allows someone like John, through the click on his web browser, to get an answer back in seconds. And we're not breaking the laws of physics. We've just innovated some things on our cloud infrastructure that make those queries run much faster.
Great, great. So when we were chatting earlier, you mentioned this idea of the global metabolic network. Talk a little about that and the future of big data.
Sure. So for us, I think there's a reason why we found such traction in the space of programmatic media on real-time bidding, and I think our vision for where the world is going, it's not just about optimizing display advertising on the web. We think that as big data systems get built, the challenge is how do we connect all these different systems together to create higher velocity business processes. And the analogy that we were talking about with this sort of global metabolic system is that if you optimize only one place in a business process and make it fast, if you optimize how quickly you can update your inventory system, but it still takes you weeks to place an order for more inventory in a warehouse, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No.
So I think for us, what we're seeing is the world is going to start moving faster and faster, and some ecosystems, some niches, some metabolic niches actually have optimized all of the pieces. And in a place like online advertising, everything is already online. And so both the buyers, the sellers, the exchanges, and even the delivery of the goods are all happening in tens of milliseconds, hundreds of milliseconds. And I think this is it's a precursor of what we'll start to see in other places, on other ecosystems in the business world. And so as that happens, I think you can imagine that we have this global system that's not running at the pace of days or quarters.
So truly instantaneous.
Instantaneous.
Yeah.
Instantaneous. And that requires a whole layer of new infrastructure and information technology systems to do it. We're just seeing it happen in some niches first, and we think that the space that we're in happens to be one of those places.
That's great. Well, Mike, so great having you on the show today. It's been a real pleasure.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.